It is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Madsen, wishing you a safe, healthy, and joyous holiday season. Cars Plus Hyundai, home of the Kona electric vehicle, an electric heart with an SUV soul. Test drive yours today at Cars Plus. McDonald's of Guam, I'm Lovin' It, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on Prime Time, the Attorney General wants Supreme Court to rule on governor's procurement law powers during public health emergencies. Plus, CDC guidance shortens isolation and quarantine period. And in the CNMI, school leaders say it's safe to return come January. Hafiday and good evening. Thanks for joining us. Does the governor have the organic authority to bypass procurement law in a public health emergency? That's a basic question the Attorney General is asking in a newly filed lawsuit seeking a declaratory judgment from the Guam Supreme Court. Nestor Lecanto has more.
In the lawsuit, the AG's office raises the question of whether the Emergency Health Powers Act allows the governor to suspend a regulatory statute, specifically the procurement law, if it would hinder the ability to respond to a public health emergency. Specifically, the suit references the hastily put together deals by the administration at the onset of the pandemic in March of 2020. It procured quarantine facilities at the Days Inn, the Wyndham Garden, the Pacific Star Hotel, and the Fiesta Resort. In a news release, AG Levin Camacho acknowledges the differing opinions of the Supreme Court and the Office of the Public Auditor. Camacho references the High Court's opinion in May of this year that, quote, the governor has broad authority to establish, maintain, and operate quarantine stations. But he also notes a legal opinion in an OPA audit that the governor did not have the authority to procure quarantine facilities and that her emergency authority was limited by the procurement law. Public Auditor Cruz, it should be noted, is a former Chief Justice of the Guam Supreme Court. Meanwhile, the AG's lawsuit seeks to clear up the issue once and for all. It asks the court for a declaratory judgment on whether the procurement law applies to the governor's acquisition of quarantine facilities and whether it's valid during a public health emergency in light of the Emergency Health Powers Act. Finally, in his news release, the AG points out that both the OPA and some senators who were critical of his defense of the quarantine procurement had ample time to seek the High Court's opinion, but did not do so. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
We should note that the AG's lawsuit was filed in Superior Court and not the Supreme Court. And the governor's office issued a statement on the AG's suit. The governor said, quote, Guam may soon confront the highly transmissible Omicron variant, and we need to all be on the same page about the scope of the governor's organic act authority to establish quarantine stations and protect Guam, a question already settled by Guam's Supreme Court, end quote. Adelup adds that the suit finds her actions appeared consistent with her power to establish quarantine stations granted by the Organic Act. The governor said the establishment of the quarantine facilities to immediately respond to the influx of hundreds of potentially infected individuals also appeared authorized by Guam law, which allows for emergency purchases when immediate action is needed to respond to a declared public health emergency such as COVID-19. And as the Omicron variant continues to take the states by storm, a local doctor is sounding the alarm about preparing for the arrival of the new variant. Here's more.
He was the first to predict Guam's Delta-driven surge, and now the former head of the governor's physicians advisory group is sounding the alarm again. This time, it's the Omicron variant Dr. Hoa Wen is telling Guam to get ready for. His advice for Governor Lou Leon Guerrero, prepare now.
Prepare by standing up, plan for more testing sites during the new year and also after the new year in January. And really, I would like to see if we can cut back in the gathering, put some restriction on it. Doesn't matter indoor, outdoor, doesn't matter what your vaccination status is. The vaccination status of vaccine, unvaxxed is history. We way past that already.
Dr. Wen also cautioned that Omicron's less severe than Delta symptoms have led many to believe the new variant is less of a threat than it actually is.
Yes, in the general population, when you're healthy, it will be much less severe. But we don't know, right? Our comorbidity in Guam is so high that you can see that with Delta, there's so many people that end up in the hospital, and we lost so many people. All of us have family members that have comorbidity, right? So it might be less severe for the young, healthy population, but when you have so much comorbidity, you're going to take the risk of end up in the hospital just because you have your immune system is not as well as other people.
Dr. Wen is pushing public health to prepare and plan for the imminent arrival of the Omicron variant by standing up more test sites. The Teason testing site is now only open 3 days a week. The doctor also cautioned residents about holiday gatherings, calling on families celebrating with friends and loved ones traveling to Guam from abroad to know their status.
You have family members that come from the state, just go out there and get them tested, just to be sure. I think that's something that you need to do to protect your family.
Dr. Wen tells KUAM News people have recently tested positive for the virus at his clinic just days after arriving on island. For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
And the Christmas weekend may be over, but the demand for COVID-19 testing isn't. Today, President Biden vowed to help states get more rapid tests out quickly and deal with the surge in cases due to the highly contagious Omicron variant. Deborah Alfarone has more from the White House.
The shortage of take-home tests in some stores and long lines at testing sites left state governors and the White House scrambling to meet the demand.
Seeing how tough it was for some folks to get a test this weekend shows that we have more work to do.
In a meeting with his COVID response team and a bipartisan group of governors, President Biden repeated plans to distribute 500 million rapid COVID tests starting next month.
There is no federal solution. This gets solved at a state level. If you need something, say something. And we're going to have your back in any way we can.
The president denied a Vanity Fair report that his administration rejected a plan back in October to ramp up those rapid tests. And he said that, quote, they would have gone harder and quicker on those tests had he known.
Daily COVID cases have spiked to more than 176,000, the highest in nearly a year.
We are seeing breakthrough infections at pretty high numbers, less if you're boosted, but even among the boosted.
Monday, the CDC cut the recommended isolation period for the general population down to 5 days after they test positive if asymptomatic, followed by 5 days of wearing a mask around others. Deborah Alfarone reporting for KUAM News.
In regional news, 10,000 students are preparing for a return to in-person instruction in the Northern Marianas amid Saipan's first COVID surge, even with major concerns after holiday gatherings. Less than a week away from classes after the holiday break, and the message remains the same amid Saipan's first COVID surge nearing 3,000 cases. Public school leaders at a board meeting Tuesday morning say it's time to make up for lost time.
I want to reiterate to all the parents out there that, if anything, as far as having your child to come to school, whether vaccinated or not, the schools is the safest place right now in the entire Commonwealth, besides our local churches out there.
Elementary and high school students return to campus on January 3rd. Most of its campuses at 70% vaccination rate. Middle schools will have to wait to open its doors for another week until most students receive their second vaccine dose.
Our health professionals have confirmed that the overall CNMI fully vaccinated rate of 92% makes it safe for PSFs to transition back to full in-person learning for secondary schools and elementary, or depending on vaccination.
The safety measures are exhaustive. Education leaders plan to meet with public health to revisit their on-site testing strategy and continue to expand access to vaccinations.
The greatest things that we, are continuing to do is to make sure that we're promoting the opportunity for families who wish to be vaccinated or wish that their students get vaccinated to do that on school campus in partnership with CHCC.
And with just days before the year ends, vaccinations continued at UOG Cavo Fieldhouse today. Governor Lou Leon Guerrero and Lieutenant Governor Joshua Tenorio volunteered their time to help the frontliners.
I am here at UOG to promote again the importance of boosting. So I am going to be now using my skills as a nurse to vaccine and boost our people. So today is going to be a professional 1 hour for me to give shots.
Now, the Lieutenant Governor helped with processing residents who came to take their vaccine or booster. Governor Leon Guerrero continues to urge the public to get their vaccine or booster if they haven't yet, as it provides protection from the virus, especially with the looming threat of Omicron. Once again, we invite you to voice your view across our social media pages with our daily question. And as we prepare to close out 2021, we want to know, what do you think were some of the most critical issues facing Guam or the CNMI? We'll share responses on the link with Chris and Jason tomorrow morning. And before we head into the break, KUAM and Coast 360 throughout the month of December share Making Spirits Bright. We want to see video and pics of your Christmas trees, decorations, and holiday photos. Make sure to use the hashtag Making Spirits Bright Guam on Facebook or Instagram. Check out these images from Bill and Terry Mesa's house in Zonia.
Half a day. As we look ahead to a brighter tomorrow, Matson's commitment to Guam and Micronesia remains stronger than ever. While the world around us is ever-changing, what remains unchanged is our commitment to you, our customers, and the island communities we serve. Shipping is what we do best, and serving our community is at the heart of everything we do. But we don't do it alone. This is why we support organizations that make caring for the people and the environment a top priority. We know that many count on Matson's lifeline services in the Pacific. And that's why we continue to work hard to ensure that our shipments remain on time all the time. Matson recently added another Aloha-class vessel to our schedule. We now have 2 of Matson's largest and fastest ships serving Guam from the U.S. West Coast and Hawaii. With our new state-of-the-art vessels, we stand ready to support the region's economic recovery. Thank you for the privilege of serving you for the last 25 years. And you can count on Matson to be here for the next 25 years and beyond.
Half a day. This is Governor Leon Guerrero. If you're struggling to pay rent and utilities because of the pandemic, your government can help. Our emergency rental assistance program provides direct relief to you. To date, over $6.9 million has helped over 1,500 households.
Apply online at eoa.guam.gov or call the Department of Administration's Emergency Rental Assistance Program at 671-638-4518 or 19.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Hafaday, this is Congressman Nicholas. If you are a small business, you may be interested in a federal program called the State Small Business Credit Initiative. This program can provide federal funds to match equity investments into your company or help you get lower interest rates at local banks. To find out more on how this program can help your small business, please contact your Guam Congressional Office at 475-6453 or at michael.sanicolas@mail.house.gov.
This ad was paid for with official funds from the Office of Congressman Michael F.Q. San Nicolas.
Taco Bell is so good and so cheap. I know, right? I wonder why. What if they know we're broke? What if they're trying to be the good guys? Yeah. Thanks, Taco Bell!
Let us know what's up on our KUAM News WhatsApp tip line at 671-727-0094. Share information about what's happening in your town on Guam or the CNMI and what you want us to know. Reach us on WhatsApp at 671-727-0094. Welcome back. The Chief Judge referred to her as the Queen Pin in a series of local drug operations, and today she learned her fate. Tyler Matanani reports from federal court.
Up to $146,000 worth of meth. That's what got 39-year-old federal drug offender Lovelia Mendoza back in the eyes of the feds. She pleaded guilty to conspiracy to distribute methamphetamine on Guam back in 2019. The government asked for a reduction of 3 months and made a motion in her 2017 case for helping authorities. Mendoza provided substantial information to them, which led to the arrest of former Jonya Mayor Jesse Blas. She faced between 70 to 87 months behind bars. Defense counsel Louis Yanza tried for 60 months, acknowledging her contribution in her co-defendant Mark Mayo's case. Yanza further stated that his client's life of abuse introduced her to drugs. Quote, "All her loved ones that abused her have led her down this path," he said. Gatewood, sympathizing with Mendoza, added that she was in fact abused a lot, most especially by loved ones. Mendoza took the stand, accepting full responsibility for the crimes she committed. Quote, "If only I applied myself with something more positive to help the community. I feel really horrible that I took a part of this road of corruption and the downfall of our community and children." She gave her tearful testimony as she noted how she's estranged from her children and hopes to somehow reconcile with them, saying, quote, "I can't give them back the years I've taken away from them. I want a second chance, and I want to save lives now instead of taking them away." Mendoza, along with co-conspirators Mark Mayo, Daniel Pangilinan, and Joseph Roman II, were indicted back in November 2019 for conspiring to mail in a package containing over 400 grams of meth from April to May of 2018. Gatewood acknowledged how Mendoza had always taken responsibility from day one, even referred to her as the Queen Pin, saying she was the most culpable of the defendants reviewed in the investigation. She was sentenced to 49 months to run concurrent with her 2017 case. Once she has served her time, she will have 5 years of supervised release to run concurrently. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tyler Matsanani.
Closing arguments were held today at the Superior Court of Guam against traditional healer and former Port Authority officer Frank James San Nicolas. San Nicolas is accused of raping a woman that sought Chamorro spiritual healing services from him on January 5, 2020.
Prosecuting attorney Christine Tenorio stated, quote, "Instead of helping her, he sexually assaulted her." She noted the mental condition the victim was in at the time of the assault. A diagnosed bipolar and believed to be followed by a spirit, the 23-year-old victim sought the traditional spiritual healing of the local spiritual healer or Surahanu, Frank James San Nicolas. She recalled that while at his Jigo home, the victim agreed to massage him. But when it was time for her massage, it was more than what she wanted, stating how he told the victim that she should remove her clothing, but that she repeatedly refused. As a result, he's alleged to have forcefully removed her clothing before performing oral sex on her and engaging in sexual intercourse, saying, quote, "The spirits would want this." Tenorio said that when they finished having sex, the victim told him that he basically raped her, to which he replied, quote, "Nen, I'm sorry if you didn't want it to happen, but we connected on the highest point, and that if she told anyone, then he would no longer be able to practice medicine and in turn would no longer be able to help her." Defense attorney Jay Areola, however, stated that the whole case ties into the victim's mental condition. Upon her discharge from the Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center, doctors confirmed that she was in fact in a state of mania and had psychotic features which included grandiose delusions and hypersexuality. He recalled how she refused to take her medications and instead continued to seek out San Nicolas even after the alleged incident occurred. Areola referenced phone records listing several occasions in which she called San Nicolas, continued to see him, and noted that everything on her WhatsApp was deleted prior to January 13. Finally, Areola pointed out that the only person that would have been able to cooperate as a witness, the victim's mother, left the island, despite being subpoenaed to appear in court. He faces 2 counts of third-degree criminal sexual conduct and 2 counts of fourth-degree criminal sexual conduct. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tyler Matsanani.
23-year-old Nicholas Wayne Moore appeared in local court today for one of 3 cases against him. In the case heard today, He faces 2 counts of criminal sexual conduct for having sex with a minor under the age of 16 around December 2016 and January 2017. The hearing was, however, continued to May 5. The same day, a motion hearing is to be held in a separate case involving a drive-by shooting in Agana Heights. Moore is currently on house arrest. Back in July, he, along with Troy Ryan Damian, was charged with the murder of Michael Castro, who was reported missing in October 2020. He has pled not guilty in those 2 cases. And it seems that all Guam Department of Education face-to-face students this school year will have to make up at least 24 days of instructional time. An estimated 24,000 of 26,000 GDOE students are enrolled in the in-person instruction model, while the rest are online. A Guam Education Board policy states that GDOE schools are required to fulfill 180 days of instruction in a school year. Now that students have returned to school full-time, like in a normal school year, students must make up at least these 24 days. That's because students were attending classes in scheduled cohorts due to the rise of COVID cases on the island in August, meaning they reported the 2 campuses 2 to 3 days a week all the way through late November. Mark Mendiola, the head of GEB, shared with KUAM's Link how the body is working to iron out its issue.
Some students that are not getting the required 180-day contact. And so that's the dilemma we're faced with. There's some ideas from the department. We hope to wrap this up in January. We can inform our public as to how we're going to make up those 24 days. And if we need to seek a waiver from the legislature like we did in the past.
GDOE's online students will not have to make up any days of the instruction because they attended classes remotely since the start of the school year, according to Mendiola. And the Guam Visitors Bureau has about $20 million in seed money to launch a cultural tourism initiative. Speaking today on The Link, GVB President Carl Gutierrez said they hope to boost that to $50 million with the support of private businesses. He says there are plans for a center stage that will feature Guam's unique culture and history, both for visitors and local residents to enjoy.
That's moving forward. We're trying to get some participants in the private sector to make this a public-private partnership. And as a matter of fact, there are some people that are pretty much interested in this, but it's a big project, and they just don't make a decision quickly like that. But there are other people we're going to be reaching out to that may participate to make this thing work, as we did with Pleasure Island.
The full details of the cultural tourism plan have not yet been formally announced. And the recent vandalism of one of Guam's historical sites in the village of Humatak, Fort Soledad, was the central topic of today's Island Beautification Task Force meeting. Chairman of Preservation Trust, Michael Macchio, spoke on how the vandalism will be cleaned on the fort structure.
If we're going to be doing something that we would kind of categorize as maybe a temporary treatment or repair while we get the necessary products and materials, because it is a very specific type of limestone that's out there. And so if the desire is to get the location back into sort of a presentable position, but we want to come back and then do a long-term repair to the site after that. Yeah, we just want to keep in touch with the mayor's office about what the interim repair will be, so that when we come back in, we can apply the materials that are consistent with that type of construction.
While Fort Soledad will be cleaned up, the cannons around the island will also be repaired and refurbished in the coming year. Stay with us. Coming up next on KUAM News, sports with Dave Delgado, and still to come, Cold Stone Creamery birthday shoutouts. Keep it here. You're watching KUAM.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
the all-new Hyundai Tucson.
Five breadsticks for my triple treat. 3 layers deep, 10 Cinnabon mini rolls to eat. And the pizza plus another pizza.
The triple treat box, only from Pizza Hut.
Say hello to the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app, where you get smart insights into your finances so you can make smart decisions with your money. With a daily personalized feed, you can compare your monthly income to spending. That's better. Discover where your money is actually going. You might be surprised. See what's essential and what isn't. The more you use the app, the smarter it gets. With insights from the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app, it all starts with yes.
Mobile offers a new and convenient way to fuel your vehicle. Pay gas and go. No need to line up inside the store. Press preset. Enter whole dollar amount without decimals. Press loyalty ID and enter your mobile number or insert Smiles card. Insert and remove payment card or tap contactless credit card. Begin fueling. And don't forget to grab your receipt. Pay gas and go. It's that easy.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Guam's DeAndre Cruz is the first homegrown Chamorro athlete to earn a Division I football scholarship. Cruz will be suiting up for Stony Brook University, located in New York.
It really feels great, especially like coming from Guam. Always had those dreams as a kid. Always wanted to play college ball, had dreams of playing in the league. It just feels awesome, especially after everything that happened the last few years. With being at 3 different schools, you know, my mom always told me everything happens for a reason, and I stuck with that. And it just feels awesome to finally be in this position to live out my dreams and play Division I football.
All of his hard work paid off, from switching positions in schools to battling back from a knee injury in his last JUCO season.
You know, it's a blessing to see my teammates, my brothers, signing to Division I football. You know, going to College of San Mateo, I knew it was a powerhouse. The reason I wanted to go there because I've seen a lot of people go out to 4 years from there, and I wanted to be a part of that program. So just seeing all the talent and all the hard work from my teammates really inspired me to work just as hard, and especially the coaches running a really good program, helping me understand the game a lot more. It's really a blessing, honestly.
Cruz is a product of youth football here on island. He's proof that with the support of family, good grades, and determination, anything is possible.
If it's something you love and you really want to do, you have to put all your time, your effort, everything into the sport, and you just got to keep working. Honestly, it's really just the work. You just have to really be determined, stay dedicated, keep your head down, don't give up. School is definitely a big part too. You know, no one's gonna look at you if you don't have good grades. So that's the biggest part for me too. I always try to make sure I stayed on top of my academics, because you could have all the talent in the world, but if you don't have a good GPA or you're not doing good in school, then the coaches are just gonna brush you off and move on to the next player.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
You are everything that matters to me, and I promise to do whatever it takes to keep you healthy, to be comfortable, and to be free. I love you. As long as we're together, I'll always make sure that home will always be our best place to breathe.
And there you have it, McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich. From the makers of the world's most stolen fries. The juicy chicken sandwich from the place that offers extra napkins for a reason. The tender chicken sandwich from the creators of a sandwich phenomenon. So you won't just be biting into a chicken sandwich. You'll be biting into McDonald's new crispy, juicy, tender chicken sandwich. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Well, I didn't get screened because I was just afraid of it.
I procrastinated.
I didn't have any symptoms.
I didn't have insurance.
I didn't want to know.
There were several services that was available to me.
I got a mammogram.
Colonoscopy.
I know in my heart that early detection saved my life.
And I just tell people all the time, please go get screened.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Happy December 28th birthday, which in 2021 is a Tuesday, the last Tuesday of the year, of course. And Charmaine Hope V. Taikenko, happy birthday number 12 to you, coming from Mom and Dad. Belated birthday wishes going out to Sean Pompey Manglonia. Happy birthday, Sean, from the Station 1 crew, Alpha North. Very, very nice. Sean Pompey was born on the 27th. And born on the 23rd, Ariel K., Anta Chong Salas, and Jace John Chong Salas. Your family says it's better late than never to wish both of you a happy birthday. We love you so much despite the troubles you both create. Wow. And the sassy opinions you both express. Love Mommy, Daddy, Matthew, Jude, Aria, Manuel, Amelia, and Tomas.
Remember, you can be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online at KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo your name and your birth date. That's going to do it for us here on Primetime. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.
Hafide Guam, I'm Jason Salas, and welcome to Health, Home, and Lifestyle. We are showing you all different ways where you can live a healthy, happy island life. Let's get things started off real quick by checking in with national headlines and see what's going on in the world of healthcare.
Health Check is presented by Island Cancer Center.
Tonight, a dramatic shift from the CDC with Omicron.